Okay.
It's all going live.
This is
There's
hilarious.
four versions of ourselves right here that we're looking at. I wish it was some actual humans.
I feel kind of like it's, those.
It's like we're looking at all of these clones of ourselves all of a sudden.
Like who are we performing for? We're performing for
all of us. Oh no, and musicians are their own worst critics.
So we have 2 phones and 2 computers. That means right now we got 8 people in the audience. It's all us. It's all us. It's the weirdest thing to look at.
Well,
so thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we're gonna start playing here in a few minutes.
We're just warming up in case of any technological nightmares.
We're really appreciating homeroots.ca for sponsoring this weekend of shows and putting this all together.
Yep.
We have some friends coming up after us, and we hope you guys will check them out as well. Jess and Jeremy, as well as Double the Trouble, all Winnipeg friends of ours.
It's kind of like it is a festival.
Yeah.
Except there's no beer tent.
Well, and Home Roots is really cool. You should definitely check them out, and particularly if you're up in Canada, they have set up these circuits all across Canada of different Home Roots house concerts, and so for 2 weeks at a time, they send out artists to go and check out these different locations and play for people in oftentimes really small towns. We did one in northern BC a few years back, and we were in the middle of nowhere on a couple occasions, and we did one in Alberta as well as Manitoba and Saskatchewan. And we're supposed to be playing another one this fall in November in southern BC, so we'll see if everything is back to normal by then.
We hope so, because we'd love to see you.
Yeah.
It's been kind of weird to play all these gigs and not see people. But we see your names, and that's nice. So I see people's names, people who we know, and it's all good. So it's great that we get to share our music and interact. So feel free to write while we're playing, write something, and we appreciate that too. If there's an issue with the sound, or heaven forbid with it breaking up, let us know too. We have done everything on our end possible, Ethernet cables, shutting off every other program on our computers. You guys might want to try the same if you'd like on your end.
Yeah, we've got, of course the phones can't be on Ethernet cables, but anyway, hopefully it's
And
all
we're
good.
looking good, aren't we, Laurel? Look at how good we look.
No, it's weird. We look different in each one.
Yeah,
The
that
lighting
computer
is
I'm
better
looking
in
okay.
some.
That one I'm looking kind of cut off. I got to move over here a bit.
Yeah,
That
so
one,
it's
but
funny
then if I move this way, then her violin bow is like
I know we're like
digging
social
into my-
distancing.
yeah.
This is helpful for me to keep Dan away from me.
violinist social distancing. Well, let's play. I think we should start.
All right, we're gonna do a song called "The Rain Don't Need These Flowers," followed by an instrumental called "Back Down the Aisle."
Gone are all the lonesome hours, the sacred times with you. Now I stand. The rain But it falls, falls, falls on love again. But it falls, falls, falls on love again. But it falls, falls, falls on love again. That song, that was really cool. It was like hanging out in Santa Cruz and Seabright.
In
Monterey.
We're
in Monterey.
We Dan had just come across the border to immigrate down here. It was like the very early days of him needing to kind of hide out and wait for his green card. So we were sitting around and we were like, let's write a Soaring Off into the Sunset tune. And then it just happened. And then we put it up on our SoundCloud as a rough demo jam. And then someone wanted us to play their wedding later on that summer. And they were saying like, oh yeah, we were kind of poking around and we found this rough recording. So can you guys play that? And we want to put it in the program. So what's it really called? So we're like, I don't know. Back down the aisle. Let's go with that.
And we should do the Carry the Bones.
Okay. This one we wrote, actually we were coming out of a Home Roots tour in, I think it was 2015 maybe?
Yeah.
14? No, 14 I think. Anyway, one of those years. It was a few years back, and by the time we got to Calgary, it was mid-March I believe, and we played a homeless shelter, which was kind of a different gig for us, and we drove off into the night after. It's one of those experiences where there's mixed emotions. We made some connections with some of the homeless folks there at the shelter, but then there was a lot of people who were just so down and out, you couldn't help but kind of feel that as well. And we drove off into the night and got to see the Northern Lights, which was quite exciting for me. And then the next morning, I had this line come to me, we all must carry our bones. So this is kind of a funky, folksy song about empowerment.
And the groove inspired by none other than Bill Withers.
Preacher man braced against the wind, flashlight pen and white, trying to catch the souls as they fall. Oh, preacher man, don't think you're to blame. We are both. Sad mother holding tight the child. This to make him happy, that to make a memory is the wall. Sad mother, lean on in the air, must carry our boat. stern and steer clear for your life. Oh, preacher man, will this be the day when we all must carry our bones? When bones break, we all must shake. Shattered dreams that built our castles melt on down to doors and vessels, and we all must carry our bones. Even when saints gamble our fears, we wear ourselves like diamond rose. Let's carry our bones. Sad mother, watching through the rain, while they're blowing, stirring up the dust we leave behind. Sad mother steps into the light, there she goes, carrying her bow. When bones break, we all must shake. Shattered dreams that built our castles melt on down to doors and vessels, and we all must carry our bones. Bones, bones, carry your bones, 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 carry your bones, carry your bones, bones, carry your bones, carry your bones.
Carry our bones.
Carry our bones. That's what we're doing out here.
We are. We're all picking up, dusting ourselves off, and carrying on with the circumstances and things going on. So this next song is all about something that, I wrote it all about going out, sharing music, which I think is one of the greatest gifts in the world. I'm really grateful for technology because we still get to do all this. And we also get to save some cash. We don't have to get on airplanes. We don't have to wear our masks on airplanes, which we've actually been doing for 3 years
You
now.
know what I saw today? This was crazy. So in November, after a particularly bad flight where we felt like we were in a flying infirmary, basically, and we were wearing these masks because we were sick of losing our voices and going out there on tour and catching something on the planes. So today I saw that these airlines are now implementing mandatory face mask stuff. And the San Francisco airport, everyone has to wear a mask. So we will not be the only ones in the future.
It'll be nice because, for the
Be
rest
really
of our life, I
nice.
felt so much like a
Some kind
like a
of,
terrorist or something getting on the plane.
or some, pariah or something. It was just
Everyone looking at us like little kids are looking, going, Mommy, look at
what's
that
wrong
guys
with
with the
those
mask
people?"
on over there. And
don't
it's
look
like,
at them. Don't look
oh
at
my
them.
God.
But Mommy, why are they wearing masks? I'm sick. Don't look at them.
Yeah.
And we're going like, no, we're actually not sick.
That's what we started doing with our masks. We actually have a piece of masking tape that we put on the masking tape. And it says, not sick, with a smiley face. So
Yeah,
that
or
means-
like doing our part,
Yeah.
or stay healthy, or whatever.
All right, so here's a song I wrote about hitting the road, getting to share music, something we're looking forward to doing again for y'all. It's a song called Glory in My Soul. Tied to be sleeping, there's a warrior in my soul. She's burning up the candle, ready to hit the road. I can't stay still for so long, the sweet road turns to cold, and I'm ready for the reckoning again. There's glory in my soul. Rolling through the mountains, sun-kissed fields and plains, sweet dew in the morning light. all the glory in my soul. All right. Sweetest rose is crimson, the softest hour is dawn. The lightest I have felt is when I've got my new song on. Wearing fancy clothing and the crowd is ready to roll, and I'm ready for the reckoning again, and the glory is my soul. I can't roll in the wind till I've got a place to go, somewhere we can play, somewhere to rock and roll. So get me on a highway or a plane in the sky, somewhere you're gonna find me again. I'm gonna leave to find out why. All the glory in my soul, all the glory in my soul, all the glory in my soul. All right, that's called Glory in My Soul. That was off a record we did a few years ago called Between the Rain. And now we're going to move on to a song that Laurel wrote as a poem to start.
We were, so for those of you who don't know us, we're Dan Frechette and Laurel Thomsen.
Yes, that's who we are.
And that's who we are. We're sticking with it. And Dan and Laurel for short. Hey.
Hey, we're Dan and Laurel.
Yeah. But anyhow, we met on the internet about 7 years ago. Dan was scrolling through some YouTubes and came across this little thumbnail that looked like a friend of his out in British Columbia, but it was me instead. So anyway, he clicked on the video thinking it was her, and then he learned about me and we became Facebook friends, and eventually he wanted to make his way down to California and do a tour, so he said, would you play a show with me? And I said, sure, let's put this together. And then that show turned into 15 dates around California, and then it went really well. So we decided to keep the show on the road, and he invited me up to Canada that spring and summer to tour with him. And as soon as I arrived in Canada, I got the news, unfortunately, that my grandpa was passing away. So it was kind of a hard time to at once be having like this amazing new experience with a new friend and music partner, and going to all these amazing places across Canada, and then another to be, kind of have my heart at home with my family. And I was on a walk in Victoria, BC, one afternoon, and got this sort of poem coming to me. So I wrote it down, and then I got back to where we were staying, and that's when I got the news that my grandpa had indeed just passed away. So later on I handed the poem over to Dan, and he very quickly was able to turn it into a song. It's called The Beauty Doesn't Know. Would you root my way, tiptoe to my dreams? Say we can't know the future, but my eyes have seen the sunsets painted between heaven and earth. I know this day's a masterpiece, because the beauty doesn't know the rose from the weed, the man from the babe, the storm that shakes the trees. The beauty doesn't find a road painted black, but a wild horse charging big home. hurt and battle a different fight.
Say that love's a duty, but my days have seen the comfort
Of warm hearts holding space. I know that
love will always be.
the beauty doesn't
Rose from the weed, the man from the babe.
the storm that shakes the trees. The beauty doesn't find
A road painted black, but a wild horse charging me home. Hold tight, loose rein, all of your might. Hold tight, all of your dreams, all of your life. It's alright. Right on. Thanks, Victoria. It's nice to write a song in Victoria.
Yeah. Victoria, BC is an amazing place to visit if you haven't been there.
It's got some soul. Cool. It's got a little petting zoo, too. That's pretty nice.
A little petting zoo and peacocks roaming around the grounds.
Oh, those
Apparently they used to, I was listening to
very
this
nice
podcast
birds.
and I didn't really realize what I was listening to. And then they started talking about this petting zoo. And apparently they used to have quite the actual zoo there. And anyway, I guess the peacocks are the only ones who are left. So I heard, but I'm sure someone here is watching and knows the full story.
Yeah, they can write in and weigh in on this.
So, yeah, we're really appreciating this opportunity to play for all of you. We have, if you're just tuning in, we have 4 different devices. So if you're seeing, you know, a headstock cut off or a violin cut
Or a head
off,
cut off.
or a head cut off, we're trying to stay in all the little screens, but maybe just click over to one of our other pages and you might see a different view.
So we're going to do a
kinda
tune
funny.
off our latest album, and this is one record called Driving by Candlelight that we did. And we were really grateful to do a little bit of touring up in Canada and play some of these songs. And this is a tune that I wrote, is inspired by New Orleans and Dave Van Ronk, and like the old style ragtime kind of music. A little song called Ragtime Baby. So it goes like this: 1, 2, 1, 2. Ragtime baby, won't you sing for me? Ragtime baby, won't you sing for me? I've been blue and busted down on Bluegrass Street. Ragtime woman got me cooking solid gone. Ragtime baby left me here to sing a song. It's gotta hit me with progress, hit me with a bill. When I go for my bunny, she goes straight for the kill. Ragtime baby, won't you sing for me? Ragtime baby, won't you sing for me? I've been blue and busted down on Bluegrass Street. All right, Laurel Thomsen. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I got 20 years on the kids you kiss for free. Got open holes in the legs of my old blue jeans. I can't go on living like this. Add it to the list of every day of fun I've missed. Ragtime baby, won't you sing for me? Ragtime baby, won't you sing for me? I've been blue and busted out on Bluegrass Street. Harmonica, here we go. Goodbye, Lee Oscar. She'll pull my lucky card and we'll hit the town. There's hard times whether or not you settle down. Better to be free, better to be safe. Don't need no tedious company. Ragtime baby, won't you sing for me? Ragtime baby, won't you sing for me? I got blue and busted out on Bluegrass Street. Alright, I got blue and busted out on Bluegrass Street. Alright, that was fun, man. Slow it down a bit, give it a little bit extra funk, you know that song?
It's starting to get kind of warmer here, so it's feeling just like yesterday. It started to switch suddenly from winter to summer.
Yeah, we've been noticing that. We feel the
like,
heat
whoa,
billowing
like
up through us.
There's no real gradual springtime thing. It's just, it went from very foggy and damp to dry and hot.
Bone dry.
Here we are, I guess pretending, we don't have the humidity now, but I guess we're pretending we're down in New Orleans, minus the humidity.
Well, this next song is it's a tune that, I don't know, when I'm writing songs sometimes I sit around and I try to imagine somebody else singing it just to see if it, you know, holds water lyrically or something. If there's any kind of, I guess, you know, you're going to hear a lyric that just stands out like a sore thumb and it doesn't work, you know. And like you think in your head, well, man, Johnny Cash wouldn't sing that. So when I wrote this song, I was writing a song about device addiction, which, you know, I'm addicted now to my little device that I got.
It's okay.
But when I wrote it, I was thinking I wanted to just make sure that it sounded, that it was okay. So I sat around and I do impressions. I did an album actually of my impressions doing covers of my songs. That was kind of funny.
It's called Impressions.
So
That's pretty cool.
So when I wrote this song, my first way to try it out was like this. I didn't do it the way you do it now, but I just did this Johnny Cash thing just to see if it would work. Love in the rain, walk in the world, laugh in the wind, all you boys and you girls. Time's rolling on, no matter how you blow, no answers you may find from the seeds you won't sow. And I think I got a good one because I realized it worked all the way through this impression with I'm so used to hearing laughter. Isn't that weird? So used to the laughter.
There's a few bird chirps.
There's a bird out there chirping. You could probably pick it up on our mic.
We were using our phones, but Dan has this little app, and I said there's got to be something like this, or we should make one where it's,
sometimes you're playing a bad gig, and the people are just
it's like a restaurant,
like,
or, it's just background, or
well, sometimes it's even a gig too, where it's like there's only a few people there, and you kind of want to kind of fill it out a bit. So there's this thing called the Slow Clap app, and it's free. Slow Clap with 2 P's. I don't know why they said it with 2 P's. It's kind of weird. But anyway, and then you shake the phone, and then the phone starts to clap. It makes the clapping, applause,
and hoot and holler. But yeah, we would demonstrate, but our phones are busy right now. I don't think anyone who's watching on the phones really want to be shook up right now.
Look, our numbers are going way down. They're all leaving to download it. No, just kidding. Anyway.
Anyway, but that's we need that. Anyway, I think you did a great job, Dan.
Thank you, Laurel Thomsen, for the applause. So here's a song called The Seeds That You Won't Sow, which features actually on our album. We wound up sending the track over to my friend who I've known for many years since we were in a band together called Have Grassed out in Winnipeg. His name is Tim Osmond, and he's one of the main guns over there at Home Roots. So thanks, Tim Osmond, for playing banjo on this song. You're a great banjo player. Ready, 1, 2. Love in the rain, walk in the world, laugh in the wind, all you boys and your girls. Time's rolling on, no matter how you blow, no answers you may find from the seeds that you won't sow. You're on your own again, a little bit of time you spend it on addiction, some downhill road you climb. Just sitting by your lonesome, connected to the world, it's a future of regrets. All the boys and your girls, sing it if you know it. Love in the rain, walk in the world, laugh in the wind. All your boys and your girls, time's rolling on, no matter how you blow, no answers you may find from the seeds that you won't sow. Think back to those years before this came along. You used to cook together, sing all your songs. Now you share your links, and nobody's getting on. It's another hour been wasted, another path for gone. Love in the rain, walk in the world, laugh in the wind. All you boys and your girls, time's rolling on, no matter how you blow, no answers you may find from the seeds that you won't sow. No answers you may find from the seeds that you won't sow. All right, a little bit of bluegrass there. So on our
You're
same
like mixing it up.
our same album, we got a song off the album. It's called New York City Sundance. I'd like to play that now. Laurel and I worked that one up on a ferry boat out in Victoria. We were going from Victoria to Vancouver, and the acoustics were so amazing in there. And Laurel came up with this beautiful part she plays now that day, and it's like this double stop with all these crazy chords in the song. She's flying the double stops along. It's an incredible sound.
And Dan wrote it. It was kind of an interesting premonition. He was on this trip. He had been hired to play with
Ongida, if anyone remembers Ongida from Winnipeg Folk Festival,
basically some
2001.
native Canadians, and they went out to New York State to play at this reservation. And anyway, the van they were in broke down, and they ended up having to stay there for a while to raise the money to get back home to Winnipeg.
The way that I raised the money was by being the human jukebox at a car wash, and wound up us getting about $600 in an afternoon of me jamming, and people were showing up saying, "Hey, does he know any Beatles?" I'd be like, "Oh." You know, they're like, "Hey, does he know any Pink Floyd?" Taking away moments. Does he know any Jim Croce? You know, so it's just this thing where every song they asked for, I knew it. It was a miracle.
Worked out. They
And
tipped him well.
people were throwing money at us, and the dudes were washing the cars, and we wound up all getting bus tickets back to Winnipeg. And right before we left, I had an invitation by one of the elders. We'd been there for 3 weeks, and he said, "On your way home, you know, before you go, we'd like to invite you to a sweat lodge." And the evenings had been getting a little chilly, so I showed up with a white towel over my shirt, and I'm going, "I can't wait to warm up." And the guy said, "You know, this is a spiritual thing," and I didn't really know what a sweat lodge was at the time.
Like a spa.
Yeah, it wasn't Club Med or something, but it was a very amazing experience to be in a sweat lodge. I was in there for a good, I don't know, 4 hours or something, must have been, and it changed my life. And I wrote this song the next morning. It was the morning that I got on the bus to go back home, and then when about a month later, the Twin Towers went down, which was kind of the beginning of the times.
So there's a little bit in the song that seemed like kind of a premonition, and I'd also like to kind of send this out to the spirit of our friend Tim down in LA, who was the first one to come up to me after a gig and say, "Really nice Lou Reed tribute there at the end, and I'm going like, what are you talking about?
That was Tim?
That was Tim.
Wow.
Yeah, a few other people had mentioned that, but yeah, this little part at the end was not at all a Lou Reed tribute, but sure enough.
Laurel doesn't listen.
Sure
I
enough.
remember the day when I was touring with Laurel in Alberta, and this was cool. Laurel grew up very differently than me, and I was like, I put on my iPod, and I was jamming around the iPod, and up comes this band, and Laurel said, who's this? And I said, this is Led Zeppelin. And she says, oh, really? And I said, yeah, this is, she's like, I thought they were like really, really heavy, screamy band. I'm like, well, here and there. But it was just kind of funny. She'd never heard Led Zeppelin in her life. And then she had also never really listened to Lou Reed. So when this song happened and I wrote it, I guess the part that she put at the end does, I guess, really sound a little bit like the do, like the chorus girls in there at the end. And so yeah, Tim, our friend, picked that out. And
Walk on the Wild Side.
yeah, he passed away.
Unfortunately, he passed away recently. So we hope he's flying high in the sky somewhere. And we hope you enjoy this song, New York City Sundance.
It's a New York City Sundance. I was breathing all the air. By the time I got the word out of my head, the gods, they must be crazy, 'cause I'm sending it to the sun. This feeling that I hope someday I've become someone that you can call me friend. But it better feel that way, 'cause I'm young inside, living no lies, loving something with my faith, yeah, yeah, yeah. Loving something with my faith, yeah, yeah, yeah. My peace is all that I have. I've been steering clear from the dark, and I was watching the wheels on fire while I lit my spark. And everywhere I was hungry, everywhere I was free, I was inside paying homage to the outsider in me. You can call me friend, but it better feel that way, 'cause I'm young inside and living no lies, loving something with my faith, yeah, yeah, yeah. Loving something with my faith, yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw this whole world dying as I watched that Sundance, crying on the beat. It's a New York City Sundance. It's a New York City morning. New York City Sundance. Watch the wheels slowing down. You can call me friend, but it better feel that way, 'cause I'm young inside, living no lies, love something with my faith, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love something with my faith, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love something with my faith, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love something with my faith. It's kind of funny, my capo just kind of slipped onto the front of the strings here
is
at the end.
that-
Nice tone, eh? Beautiful tone. So we got a couple more songs. We got 2 more songs, so we're going to play them really fast. Not too much storytelling here, because we want to make sure we get in our 45 minutes.
And please check out Jess and Jeremy coming up after us on the hour, and then Double the Trouble, which is really cool. These are twin boys
16 years old,
and their dad. And,
who I've known for years.
Really great folks, great players, and yeah, lots of dueling fiddles.
So this one will go out to Peter Krantz, if you're listening, Peter. Walking through life through the puddles in the rain, looking for meaning in any kind of pain. Ooh. Daddy's sold, mama's working twice the time. They're asking me for money, but I ain't got a dime. Ooh. Sometimes I wonder why I was born, to find a little line to walk, and all I got for shoes is torn. Walking through the puddles in the rain. Broken woman and man, staring at their lively child, wondering where their heartbeats went, in the corner where their dreams are piled. Ooh, walking through the puddles in the rain. Through the puddles in the rain, on my way to the big diesel train. Ooh. I'll be walking out when the sun is on the rise, and I can see the happiness in everybody's eyes. Ooh. Look at meaning, you gotta take yourself away, pretend you were never born. That's how it's going to stay. You will see, it ain't just you or me. We're just all walking through the puddles in the rain. Sweet crystal youth, in the land of destruction, strung out on proof of the hand of corruption, waiting to die, burning the slums with their eyes. Just all walking through the puddles in the rain. Walking through life's little puddles in the rain, looking for meaning in any kind of pain. Slightly out of tune on that one. It's in tune on the CD. So pick up the CD.
So we're just going to do one more song here.
One more song.
And this one, I'd like to send out to Alexandra and her little girls if they are listening. They requested this one the other day. So we're doing a Thursday night live stream, and we've been doing it through April, and we'll probably continue. Doesn't look like anything really major is changing in our lives between now and the end of May, probably. So
I was doing a scheduled live stream every day, and I found it just hard to keep the schedule going. I might return to a scheduled one every day, but I kind of like just going on there when I feel like playing.
Hitting live when he's inspired in the moment.
And if folks want, you can always watch the archives, because there's lots of those now, and it is good, and we are managing to stay sane in this time. It's been kind of weird, but we're very happy that we can do this, and this is our livelihood as well as our passion, and we really appreciate your support.
And you can check us out, obviously, from wherever you're streaming us, but also at danandlaurel.ca. We also have our individual websites that feature stuff like our the music lessons that we give, obviously online, and stuff like that. So, but this one's called Little Bird, and it's about getting through a tough time and not really knowing how things are going to pan out, but sometimes things turn out better than we could have anticipated. So we want to put that out there.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. It's been a good day.
Little bird, crying in a cage, trying to assuage the tears that run down. Little bird, your beauty shines through night. Your song fulfills my life, and freedom clouds float high above the shattered story sky. Just let them fall, let them fall. Fate scrawls upon your wall. A breaking heart will mend and you'll be whole again, my friend. Just let them fall. Little bird, sorry that you bleed. Don't perceive the need to lock the pains away. And in the end, just spread your wings and fly. Circle to the sky. Shatter off your chains and let them tumble to the ground. Just let them fall, let them fall. Fate's scrawled upon your wall. A breaking heart will mend and you'll be whole again, my friend. Just let them fall. You take my hand, we'll make sure to start. See you through the end. To catch the dreams you left behind, afraid to carry on. Little bird, let's picnic in the sun. I thought our time had come, but now you're sitting here. Glory be found, we'll pick feathers from the trees, fall down on our knees, and thank the angels who fell before you to soften up your fall. Just let them fall, let them fall. Fate's scrawled upon your wall. A breaking heart will mend and you'll be whole again, my friend. Just let them fall, let them fall, let them fall,
Let them fall,
let them
fall, fall, fall. Just let them fall. All right, folks, have a great afternoon, and
Thank you so much.
Get
Thanks
out
to
there.
Home Roots for making this happen for us.
get out there in the world, tend that garden, grow that garden. Looking forward to seeing you all in the real life someday again soon. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Now we got to shut down 4 different phones, 4 different accounts. Wow. How do we do this?
I don't know.
It's so overwhelming. We have to end over here. I have to end this one.
Finish.
And my trackpad doesn't work anymore.
Let's see.
Trackpad doesn't work. And